Hey guys, Beth here. So I thought I'd come to you with a video about picking my face palette for this year. Now, I've never done this before as a challenge, so I thought I would this year. I've been seeing it going around for a few years, and I was like, kind of want to join in on that one too. So we're going to go through my palettes, and I decided anything 2 or more face items is considered a palette. So I'm going to zoom in here on my Ulta Beauty one. And yeah, and then I'll start going through them. So we'll start out with the duos and then maybe some like randos that are like single. Like I only have one of this brand type face palettes, and then anything more. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So the first one is this Ulta Blush and Highlight Duo. It's just a blush and highlighter duo. It doesn't have a name, but it's very pretty. Okay, and let's swatch it real quick. I thought, something with 2 and this size is really looks like it's doable because it's very small. This has 5 ounces or 4.4 grams in it. Here are the blushes, and I will try to swatch everything I can. So that's what that looks like. We should zoom out a little bit. And yeah, so there's this one. That's a contender. And then I have this Kosas duo. This is the Papaya 1972. It says color and light pressed high intensity. Okay, and this is what Papaya looks like. You have a nice blush and a highlighter. And the blush is shimmery satin, I guess. But yeah, let's swatch this one or these ones. And that's what those look like. Very pretty. And then I have a trio. This is by Vitamin Babe. I believe this was on BoxyCharm. Actually, it's from the Beauty Crop. And it has 2 bronzers and a highlighter. It looks like this. I'm just going to grab my wipe. And let's swatch these. And let me give you a swatch of these. And that's what those look like. Now, I'm not big on bronzing, so that might be really hard for me because it has 2 bronzers and a highlighter. I'm still working on my Too Faced little sample of, what is it called? The chocolate something? I don't know. It's like a little tiny one, and I've been panning it for like 3 years now or longer, and I just can't seem to finish it. Okay, then I have another duo. This is a Physicians Formula one. It's a bronzer and blush. It doesn't have a name on it. I got this at the Dollar Tree. It's been in projects before. The pink is gorgeous. The bronzer is very light. So, I mean, that's what it looks like on me. My hands are very tan compared to my face. So, it would still show up on my face, I think, as a bronzer. But there's that. And you can see a little dip because it's been in projects before. I think my goal is to hit pan in the bronzer before and maybe use up the blush, but I haven't been able to finish this as well. And then I have this here. This is the Sephora brand in Spicy Heat. And it's a micro smooth, like baked face palette. It's a highlighter and a bronzer. Let's get swatches of those. So this is more yellowish than the previous bronzer. So this would be more of a bronzer, not contour on me. And there's a swatch. Highlighter is really nice. I like how smooth the formula is on this. There's some baked products that I feel like just take forever. Let's see. I have this Tarte one here. And it's a duo. You have a bronzer and a blush. And this is what they look like. And let's get swatched right here. And those are very pretty, very finely milled. It's called Power Couple. And it's in, I want to say Dolly Danger. And I forget what the bronzer is called, you guys. Oh, Park Avenue Princess and Dolly Danger, I think, if I'm right. this has been discontinued though. It was their like their sea collection, Amazonian sea. I can't remember what it was called. But there's that. And then I have this bronzer blush from Wet n Wild. I got this at the 99-cent store. And you can see the blush is almost like it's fading away. It's just kind of like an overlay kind of thing. And then there's the bronzer. So the blush doesn't really show up. Sorry, my son's being loud. But there we go. There's a swatch. It looks like just bronzer is coming out on this one. I might just move this to only bronzer. So I don't think I would choose this one. So I do have another one here that had a setting powder, and then it had the contour by Wet n Wild. It's the Dulce de Leche. And I finished up this year, this pan here. I brought it out because it was a duo, but now it's just the one. So this is not going to be it. Then I have this Undone, and this has 4 colors. I bought this on Ulta's website. It's Undone Beauty, and it's in Nonzer 560. It's vegan and cruelty-free. Let's see, made in Taiwan. And yeah, so I thought this palette is so gorgeous. I'm so glad I bought it. I saw Clara Barrera do a video, and she had bought this, and I was like, I want it. And I ended up getting it. It's all highlighters. They're all very, very pretty. And here are some swatches. I think this is so gorgeous. Okay, so there's that. And then I have, let's see, what should I get? Another one that's kind of similar format. It has 4 highlighters as well, and it's by Wet n Wild. This is the Mega Glow Illuminating Palette. Yeah, and this is it. These ones are a little more powdery, not as, I think the other ones kind of feels like jelly. I don't know if it has big jelly in it. Synthetic, I don't think it does. Oh yeah, it has dimethicone in it. So I don't know, something about dimethicone that kind of like makes stuff feel like really nice. This one's more powdery. I don't think it has dimethicone. Actually it does, huh? Anyway, this one's just a little bit more powdery, and there's the swatch. So I have this one. Then I have these 3 that I bought on Shop Miss A's website. They're the Malibu Glitz. You get a blush, a bronzer, and a contour. That's what I think it is. I don't know if there's tape on that. But here are the swatches. I'm running out of arm space. Let me clear my arm. Okay, so here they are, and let's swatch them on my hand. This one didn't swatch that well, but yeah, there is this one. And then I have this one that's all blush, and I like how this is easy to open. There's like a little, like right here, there's like a little lip, and it's like, makes it easier to open the packaging kind of. It's nice that they thought of that, because I hate it when there's packaging I can't get into, because there's like, it feels like you're gonna jab like right into it. Here's a swatch of those. Okay, those are the 3 blushes, and then this one has 2 blushes and a, looks like a highlighter. Oh, wrong side. I haven't been using these, obviously, because I don't even know what's like in the middle. And these are fun shades. And there's the swatches. So I thought those were considered palettes because there's 3 different shades. Let's go into, let's see. I do have a couple of randoms. I have this one here. It's by City Colors, the Glow Pro Blush Palette. It's a matte collection, it says. I got this at the 99 as well. I thought it was a really good deal. It has like 6 different blushes. I don't think I would want to pan all blushes though, because that would be kind of like a lot of blush. So here are the swatches. It's like this crazy hot pink right here. But it's a really nice palette. When I first bought it, I used it a lot. I know you can't tell, but the blushes are really nice in this palette. Like I could see myself using these 3 here like completely. The other 3 I don't think so, because they're like really hot pink and for maybe like a lighter skin tone. I don't know. But there's that. And then I have some duos from e.l.f. I have this one here. This is the Bronzed Pink Beige palette. And I hit pan in both of these. They're both cream. I do want to do Partners in Cream this year, so this might be better for that project. So here are the shades. This is just so, so pretty. I love both of these. But there is a swatch. Those are cream. I'm going to put them aside, actually, that one aside, because it's a contender, I think, for Partners in Cream, which Daylon started. I love that. I didn't do it last year, though. Here is the e.l.f. Contouring Blush Bronzing Powder in St. Lucia. I think I got this free when I ordered from e.l.f. And it's been a long time since I've ordered from e.l.f. So this is pretty old. And there's a swatch right here. There's the highlighter and the bronzer. It's kind of dry. The bronzer's nice though. Okay, so now I'm getting into my Natasha Denona. Here is the Cupid Cheek Duo. And this has a cream blush and a highlighter. The cream blush is, let's see, let's open it and see what, oh, it doesn't say. Okay, so this is in a project. I can't remember which project I have it in, but I've been using it. And I actually really, really like it. And I'm going to swatch it for you. I am a fan of Natasha Denona eyeshadows. Right now, she is my favorite kind of for mainstream. I feel like she's mainstream now because everybody has her. Not indie, but I do have some favorites for indie. But for Natasha Denona's face palettes, I love them. I have that one. It has a cream and a cream blush and a powder highlight. Then I have this one. This one is so cute. Look how the glitters and the little hearts like float around in there. This is a Love Cheek Duo cream blush highlighter. I still want that little eyeshadow palette. Now this blush here is like almost like clay. It's not creamy anymore. The highlighter still is nice. It's like that Baked Gelée, I think, formula. So that looks okay. Let me give you a better shot of that. But the blush is killing me. It's like Play-Doh almost. So yeah, that formula on the blush wasn't that great. The other one though is like almost in the Cupid Duo, it's like almost like Vaseline-y. It still looks nice though, like when you put it on your face. It's just like a different texture though. Then I have this Natasha Denona blush duo, and it has Tutu 02 and Golden Caribbean Coral. Now, Tutu is in 2 of my palettes here. So I don't like having doubles of stuff. So that kind of, like, I noticed that yesterday when I was going through these. They're both powder. They're both powders. I'm going to swatch it over here. Let's see if you can see it. It's right there. So yeah, I'm going to clean up my arm and let me show you that. There's this one. So this is called, again, it's the number 13, the duo. Okay, I have 2 more from Natasha Denona. I have this one here. It is the, I don't know. It doesn't say. It just has number 2, the Tutu again, and then number 15, the strawberry. And here's what it looks like. We have Tutu again. And then we have the strawberry, and they're both powder. I kind of like feel like I should use this one because then I won't have 2 of this anymore. But then I'll lose the strawberry. I love this. The strawberry is so pretty. That blush. And then I have this here. It's the Love Glow Cheek Palette. I thought I lost it, so I was like, where did it go? What happened to it? And it was there the whole time. I was just freaking out for nothing. I just didn't recognize it because it's been that long since I've used it. But here's what it looks like. It has 3 blushes, 1 highlighter. It has a glow cream blush here on the, it has like a little plastic thing so the powder doesn't get in it, which is a good idea. And it has like that nice blushy, it's kind of like, I don't know, like a Vaseline kind of feel or a lip gloss feel to it. And then you have a powder blush with shimmer, so it's like a highlighter almost. I think you could use it as a blush topper maybe. And then you have this one that's also shimmery and very glittery. It's called Diamond Powder. Oh, it's like a highlighter, but very glittery. And then we have this one here, which is Glow Impact Powder. So this is the highlighter. It's like a champagne-y color, or it's a little bit of yellow. So there are those. Then I have some e.l.f. face palettes. I did use up a shade in one of them this year, not this one. Obviously, there's 4. But I already had mixed and matched them, so it doesn't really matter what they're called because I popped them out and rearranged them a long time ago. But here is one of them, and it has a stark white color in it. And then it has a pink blush, and then a bronzer, and a contour. I think I kind of set them up on purpose like that because I don't know why. I just thought they would go good. Like I could take this to go somewhere and use all the shades or most of them. So there's this one. And then this is the one. I used up the powder here. It was like a cream shade. I used it like as a all over face powder. Clean them. And then so it has 2 blushes. And then actually I think this is a blush as well. So 3 blushes on this one guy. And there's what they look like. This one, it looks like something got, dug into it. Probably packaging. And there's the swatches. Those are really pretty. And this was very easy, I think, to get through. So I feel like these might be easy, not as easy because I use this all over my face, but these would just be used on my cheeks. So, but there's that one. And then I have this one. It looks a little different. Like, see how the e.l.f. is in the middle and this one is lower. It's more sleek looking. I think this is a newer one. And this just says dark. So I don't know. I might have popped something out of this. I don't remember, but they're all blushes and they all are very dark, deep colors. It looks like I was just kind of collecting at this point because I got this. So here are the swatches and they are very deep, but very pretty as well. Something I could probably use in the summertime. They're kind of randos. I only have one of. I have this Mother of Dragons highlighter palette. Little Miss Nat gifted me this. I think she changed her channel name though. She has come back to YouTube. But here are the swatches. You have a pinky blush. You have a deep golden highlighter. And then you have a deep bronzer. Let's swatch it on the back of my hand there. And she knew I was a fan of Game of Thrones, so she sent me this as a gift. And then I have my Kathleen Lights trio. They are all highlighters. This was in collaboration with Makeup Geek. I'm so sad that Makeup Geek isn't around. I just couldn't afford their prices, or else I would have purchased more. And there we go. I was so excited when she got into I think it was Target, and then it didn't seem to go well. So sorry for Marlena. And then I have this here. It's the Blink Ultra Longwear Effortless Glow Getter Face Palette. I think I got this in BoxyCharm because I wouldn't have seeked this out and bought it on my own. And it has 4 blushes and 4 highlighters. And I'm not going to swatch them because that's a lot, you guys. I'm just going to show you and I'm going to move on. Then I have this lip palette. I thought I'd throw a lip palette in here for kicks. I do have another lip palette by e.l.f. But I have this one. It's by NARS. And I thought this was fancy. Clara Barrera here on YouTube gifted me this. I think I won one of her giveaways and she gave it to me. It has beautiful, beautiful berry shades for a face palette. I mean, I guess this would be more of a lip palette though. So maybe not that one. And let me grab some more. Okay, next up I have this Pharmacy, I guess is the brand. It's a trio. My husband bought me this. And I do plan to do my man's pan again this year starting February 14th. Bringing it back. I didn't do it last year, but I missed that project. And it's just based off of stuff my husband's bought me. And yeah, so here are the swatches of it. And this is gorgeous. I love it. It's a perfect trio because you have like a light like spring blush, then you have a deeper one for fall, and then you have the highlighter that goes with any season. So that is very pretty. There's the swatches again. And he bought me like so many palettes for Christmas. Oh my god, I can't wait to show you guys. It's in my shorts though if you want to just see a quick video of it. Then I bought myself this. It's the Ulta, I think it's an Ulta collaboration with Marvel. It's the Thor Love and Thunder little trio. And you get a highlighter. Then you get another highlighter. And then you get another highlighter. And they're all very pretty. I like Thor. I like the movie Thor and his character. And there are, so I bought this and I bought the eyeshadow palette to go with it from Ulta's website. Yeah, it's an Ulta Beauty palette. Highlighters, kind of pretty, right? A little chalky, but pretty. Then I have this Cab Cosmetics I got on BoxyCharm. This also has like some really stunning blushes in it. They're very smooth and soft. So this is a contender. I don't know. Those are so pretty. Last year, though, I only finished one blush. And I don't think I finished any highlighters. I gotta do my makeup empty video. But I still have to film my November and December empties. So that will be coming down the pipeline soon. Here is my Hourglass palette. This is like the only Hourglass item I have. It's ambient. It has 6 different colors. It has, one is dim light, soft light, beaming strobe light, bronzer, lustrous bronze light, blush, iridescent coral, and radiant rose. So it has a couple of blush. It has 3 highlighters, a bronzer, and 2 blushes. And these are very finely milled, very pretty. But I haven't used this at all, you guys. I'm like, what am I doing with my life here? I'm spending a lot of money on certain things and I'm not using it. So that's why I need to do a face palette this year. There's the other one. Sorry, really hard for me. I'm going to clean up all these swatches so that way I have more space to show you guys. But there is this. It is gorgeous. I love the little elephant on it. I'm not going to collect them all. I just wanted to get one because I've never had one and I wanted to try it and see what all the fuss is about. And just to have something fancy, like a little treat for myself is why I bought it. But I've had it for like a year now and I haven't used it. So it would be nice to use that and get some good use out of that as well. I feel like though, like I like because they're baked. Let me show you again. Even though they're small, right? They're baked and I feel like baked things just take a lot of work. And I'm not that type of person to want to like hone in on something so much. I want to use, you know, other things too. So I kind of want to work on something that's kind of shallower and I'll see progress and then I can play with other stuff and I won't feel bad about myself. But here is the Amuse Cosmetics Blush Trio. I got this on Shop Miss A. Here are the shades. They're very pretty. And there are the swatches. So I have this one. And it has cute little heart imprint embossments on it. This is like a $1.25 type palette. It's really cheap and inexpensive. Then I have this e.l.f. palette. I think I got this free too with the purchase of some stuff on their website because this isn't something I would buy. And it looks like I've never swatched it. So I am not going to swatch it. I think I'm going to pass it along to my friend Amanda. She wants to get into makeup more, so I'm going to send that to her. So there's a declutter. Yay me. Then I have the Alamar Cosmetics Palette Trio. Ooh, these shades are so gorgeous. You have like an orangey, a bright pink, and then a deep berry. These blushes. Ooh. This is Kathleen Light's friend that owns Alamar. But these are awesome. They're so pretty. I think I had to buy this on Mercari because I was trying to buy it on BoxyCharm and they stopped selling it. So I ended up going to Mercari and buying it off somebody. So there's that. And then I got this one in BoxyCharm. It's the Glowdient makeup palette. And it's kind of like mixed all together. See how there's no like separation? So when I used it, I would use my brush across these 3 lighter shades. And then I didn't really use these deeper ones at all. And I feel like if this was my pan that fit that face palette, I would do that. I would continue to do that. But here's a swatch of 4 of them. Let's get this one in there too. Oh, this does not swatch like it looks in the pan. It's very light. So it looks really deep. It's this one here. But on my arm, it looks like pretty light. I guess because it's a highlighter. So they're all highlighters. There's some light ones to deep ones. You could probably use this as a blush topper. And then maybe these. This one is a bronzer maybe? This one's so interesting. Yeah, it is deep actually. Contour bronzer, I don't know. But when I swatch it, it's like, I don't know, because my skin on this arm is really dark from being a t-shirt person and being in the sun all the time. Now, my mom got me this one. It doesn't go with my skin tone at all. I don't know what she was thinking for my birthday a couple of years. So I haven't used it. I don't want to declutter it, though, because it was a gift from my mom, and I love my mom so much. So, I mean, this one I could probably use. It's a nice highlighter. But the rest of them, I'm like, maybe the pinky. No, that's pretty stark on me too. These are really good. This is by Revolution Makeup. Like they have some pigment. They're kind of powdery but pigmented. This is Revolution Sophie X highlighter palette. And yeah, this is a lot. I don't want to pan that. So taking that out of the mix. Okay, I do have a couple of mixtures of palettes. I'll get to those last, where it's like eyeshadows and face stuff. But here's this. This is the Cali Glow by Beauty Creations. I like Beauty Creations. They're an okay company. And they have some nice big eyeshadow palettes. I think they're 35 pan ones that I have. I have a bunch of them. But here is their highlighter palette. Not a really fan of these 2 shades. This one's okay. I don't know. I just had to get it because anything California I like and I want to get. I'm like that collector. I'm born and raised here in California. I love California. So I bought this. And I keep talking myself out of purchasing that ColourPop California palette. Hopefully they just like discontinue it before I buy it because they're not like shades I want to wear. on my eyelids, but I still buy like stuff like that because it's California. I'm a weirdo. Here is Tarte's Hamptons Weekend. And this is a gorgeous little trio. You get a bronzer or a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. I took this to Palm Desert with my sister, Palm Springs. And it was just like my blush and highlighter for the weekend. A couple of like 2 spring breaks ago, I think. And yeah, it's gorgeous. And the pans aren't that big, so this would be a good option, I think. Then I have the Peach Glow by Too Faced. And we've all seen Alejandra Lizette pan this. She is amazing. It's a baked gel A. You get a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. And the bronzer even looks like a highlight on my finger right here. So, I mean, this is a good contender too. It still smells good. It has like a sweet and sour candy kind of scent to it. Then I have this guy. This is the Patrick Ta for Face palette. I did not. I think it's called Major Headlines Blush Palette Volume 2. I forgot I had this, you guys, and I almost bought the Christmas one that came out this year. And I'm glad I didn't because I only need one. Because this palette is huge. And it has, looks like some cream blushes, highlighter, and some kind of a glossy base. Kind of similar to the Natasha Denona formula. This one is a little more slimier. Maybe I would put these on my lips. It feels like something you'd put on your lips, but there's a swatch. They barely show up. And let me wipe my fingertips off because that was very greasy, or like not greasy in a bad way, just like very like glossy, you know, kind of Vaseline-y. And there's the highlighter and the other 2 blushes. Very pretty. And there's a swatch. I was very curious about his stuff, and I didn't realize I had a blush palette. So I'm glad I have it, and I could try it out. And yeah, so pretty. Pretty, and that, yeah, I need to figure out how to use those top ones. So I'll put that back in the box after the video. Then I have this one here. My friend Haley sent this to me. She's so sweet. She sent me this and another palette. I actually had declared the other palette that was a Huda like amethyst. I think it was like the amethyst palette. It was like purple. But here is this, and this is the Sephora blush palette. It doesn't really have another name. Yeah, Sephora blush palette. And I'm running out of space. There's a swatch. And then I had these 2. Let's do it on the hands right here. There it is. Sorry, awful swatches, but there we go. So the 2 on top and then the 4 on the bottom. So that's actually really pretty. From what I remember, I think she said it was too deep for her. And I was like, oh, I was thinking it would be too deep for me, but this looks like just right. I'm so glad to have it. And then I bought this one this year. It was on sale in November, I think I bought it. So it's really new. It's the Sephora Micro Smooth Enchant palette. And it's not as smooth as like the Hourglass ones, but it kind of like gives it's like familiar, like it's kind of like them, you know what I mean? I don't have arm space, so I'm just going to show you on my fingers what those look like. They are so pretty. So this is a good contender. It's 2 blushes, a bronzer, and a highlighter. And then, let me clean my arm real quick. I have this Trina Tarantino one. Now, it's very reflective, the packaging. I bought this through Groupon when I was like really just getting into makeup. So it's really old. And and it was a affordable price. This one here came shattered. I think I got a refund because it was shattered. I can't remember. But I repressed it and I kept the palette, and here are what the shades look like. They're fun pink shades. Sorry, my neighbors are having a party outside. Sounds like a kid birthday party, so I'm gonna hear kids laughing and screaming, which is honestly kind of nice to hear. Kids having fun outside. Then I have just a handful more, and then I'll get into the palettes that have like other stuff in them. Sorry about all the movement. Okay, so I have this huge contour and blush palette by BH Cosmetics. I've used up 3 of them and I only have 3 left, so this would be a great contender because I would love to get this huge palette out of my collection. However, they are very deep. Like, I could see myself using this one, but this one is so like bright. They are very dry now and kind of rough, but they are still beautiful, and I just want to have like a whole face palette done. So I'm holding on to it, even if it's going to be impossible to finish those huge pans. They're kind of shallow though. That's how I was able to get through those other face ones. I think it was I can't remember what was in them. I think it was like a very like a setting powder, a face powder, and then I think this was a blush. And I kind of, oh, this has an X, so I'm guessing this broke, or I don't think I finished it, did I? I finished 2, and then this one must have been like broken or something happened to it. I can't remember. So 2 out of 6 are done on there. By me, at least. Here is the BH Cosmetic Glowing in Grease. And this is a gorgeous palette as well. I miss BH Cosmetics. I know their website's still up, but it's ran by Makeup Revolution. And I just don't know, you know, like I haven't heard anything. Like if their formula is the same, people were like saying, oh, I think the formula is going to be different. I hope it's not. But they haven't came up with anything that I'm like excited about either. So there's the swatches on that. This is gorgeous. It has 3 highlighters, 3 blushes. It's a huge palette though. So pretty. Then I have the Belgian Waffle one. This is bronzers and highlighters, I think. Yeah, it's like a face, like maybe highlighter. Like it's a matte highlighter though. And then there's 2 bronzers, and they're very light. And then you have 3, let me swatch them. So I swatched them right here. Can't really see it. And then you have these 3 highlighters. And I'll swatch on the back of my hand. They're very beaming and bright. And the formula is very nice and smooth. So there is this one. And at this point, I think I was also just kind of collecting like places I'd like to go. Not really thinking about, I gotta use up all this makeup, or am I gonna ever use it all up? Does it go with my skin tone? I don't know what I was thinking. Then I have this one by Violet Voss. This one I haven't used yet. It's pretty new. Looks like I've swatched it though. It has Prosecco, Rosini, Peach Puree, and Cherry Bellini in it. It has 3 blushes and a highlighter. And there are those swatches. It's pretty. And I think I just like Violet Voss. That's like one of the brands I want to buy more eyeshadow palettes from, but I have a lot of eyeshadow. So I'm like, no, you don't need it. Like every time I talk myself out of their eyeshadow palettes. But this I think I got on BoxyCharm, and it was a good deal. So that's why I have that. And then the last palette, that's just a face palette, is a Tresluce Beauty. And it has a like stark white highlighter in loose. And we have a peachy one in velour. And then you have a cosmic one. And it's kind of like a peachy color. And then a yellow tone one that is upgrade. So here are those. They are super pretty. This one's nice. I haven't used this yet either. That's why it has the plastic. It's been swatched but not used on my face. And then lastly, I have some eyeshadow palettes that have face products in them, so I thought I'd add this to the video. This was my Pan That palette the last 2 years. I have my Pineapple in My Eye palette, and I have this shade here, and this blush, and then this bronzer. You guys have seen them. I didn't finish them, and I don't know where. It doesn't have their names, does it? It did. Where did that go? I have no clue where that went. Okay, so there's that. And then I have the Carli Bybel Deluxe palette. I still watch her, you guys, on YouTube. I'm going to admit it now. I still watch her. She's a Libra like me. I love her videos. She's so pretty. And she has the most beautiful home. Anyway, so I have these face products down below. And there is a highlighter, a bronzer, or 2 highlighters. They're all highlighters. Well, these are like bronzers right here. They're really dark. But here are some swatches. They're very pretty. And then I don't know, they have good pigment and everything. So there is that. So there's six in this palette. It's just crazy. And someday I'd like to use up most of those eyeshadows. Then I have, sorry, my voice. This is an Eyes Lips face palette my student gave me a few years ago. And it has all these face products in it. I've used up one like this before, I think, in a palette. Or maybe not. No, this is really stark white. Yeah, no, I haven't. Okay, so this is pretty white. Then you have 3 blushes. I would say that orangey color is a blush. And then you get 2 pinks. And then a bunch of bronzers, like face bronzers. And they all look kind of similar in shade. I don't know if it's because they're getting old or what. And then underneath it has like eyeshadows. So, yeah, I could work on this. Even though it has a lot, I wouldn't finish it. Hey guys, Editing Beth here. I realized I missed this whole stack the other night when I filmed my face palettes. So we're still trying to help me choose. So these are also options. I have this Too Faced face palette. This is the Christmas in Rome. I love how Too Faced does these Christmas like little palettes and stuff because they make it so affordable to buy like some nice makeup during Christmas time for yourself or as a present to someone else. But here it is. It has 4 blushes and they're all pretty wearable, I think, in my opinion. I don't think I could get through all 4 if it was my face palette, but I have that. Then I have this one here by Wander Beauty. It's Trip for 2. I ordered this on Mercari as well because I couldn't find it on BoxyCharm. And it has a blush and it has a bronzer. It has daiquiri and Tulum. And I've been to actual Tulum. It's really nice there. Very hot though. Then I have this Mellow Cosmetics Sundust Glow Palette. And I used to be an affiliate with Mellow. But I don't know what happened. They took me off the list. Here I have 2 bronzers, a highlighter, and a blush. They don't have a big selection of makeup though, so I'm okay with that because I got one palette, this palette here, a face palette, and a couple of other things, and I basically had almost everything they had at the time. And then I got this Moon Prism Blush palette by Manny MUA, his Lunar Beauty brand, and this has 6 blushes, and yeah, they're all pretty. They're all matte, and then there's one shimmer. So this could be a highlighter, I guess. It's very pretty. And then I have this Tarteist Pro Glow Blush Palette. I got this on BoxyCharm. I wanted it for so long, and I signed up on BoxyCharm. I got it when I had BoxyCharm. It has a bronzer, 4 blushes, and a highlighter. This blush here is very deep and shimmery. So I guess it could be like a highlighter or blush topper. I think more like a highlighter. I don't know. It's just really shimmery though. I'll give you a swatch of it on my skin. Sorry, it's night, so the lighting's not that great. I have my ring light right here, but it's on my right hand side over here, and so it's weird. Here's Tulum. I had to get Tulum because, like I said, I've been there. It's very nice. We went to Cancun. This was one of the excursions we went to. This is by BH Cosmetics. It says tanned in Tulum, follow that dream, right there on the top part. Very cute. And I haven't used it. They're very deep colors. I think they all look like bronzers to me, but maybe there's some blushes in there. I haven't taken the plastic off. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the plastic on, you guys. I don't want to make this video any longer than what it already is. Then I have this one here. It's a Profusion one I got at the 99-cent store. I really like this palette as well. It just has some really nice finely milled blushes, and they're all blush. So let's get the deeper one. But yeah, and the pans are pretty shallow, so they would be easy to hit pan on. Then this is my Pan That palette from 2021. And this is how far I got. I put this in here because it does have face products in it. It has a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. I didn't finish. The highlighter is super shimmery with glitter. The blush is also kind of shimmery, and then the bronzer is very orangey. And it's in collaboration with Bunny Graveyard Girl here on YouTube, and this is kind of like her jam. This is kind of like the color story she still wears. And then last but not least, I have this Violet Voss Pro Highlighter palette in rose gold. So like it said, highlighter palette, they're all highlighters. There are some like really pinky tone ones, then like a peachy tone, and then we have another like pinky gold tone. It like shifts, and then we have a champagne-y kind of really bright one. So those are all very pretty. Try to swatch those for you guys here. I didn't swatch them all though. But yeah, so I have that, and back to the video. And then I have the palettes I tried to pan go to dye palette. And I just have one blush and then like a cream blush here. So I have like 2 blushes that I could use. Are these? It's taped. Oh. I was going to try to move it closer to the other one. But yeah, so there's those 2. This is a BH Cosmetics Pride and Prejudice one. They're fairly easy to get through, I think. These blushes, that blush at least. And then this is just like an e.l.f. blush that I decanted. After it hit the plastic, I dug out what was in the little stick, and I put it in here. And I think there was a lipstick that I had finished around the same time, so I dug that out as well, and I mixed them and I put them in there to make it a blush. So I have these 2. Those are really pretty. But anyway, that is it, you guys. Let me know what you think. I was really thinking the Natasha Denona's, because I don't have anything bougie going on except for Natasha Denona. And yeah, so I have these, and then I have this one. And then I was also thinking this would be a great contender because it has all 3, a highlight, a blush, and a bronzer. And then the other one would be the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow. I really like that one. And then the Alamar one was a surprise, but I think... Oh, is this all blush? I can't remember. Oh, no, not that one. It's all blush. Yeah, I think these would be great contenders. The only bougie that I have fancy is the Hourglass, I feel. And this has, I don't think, this would be overwhelming for me, I think. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think I should pan as my face palette? I'll try to get it up as soon as possible. I'll just give you guys time to watch my video. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, like this video, share it out with your friends and family. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.